What do you do when the work dries up and you start to get in your own head and you start to feel uninspired? That happened to me over the last couple weeks, and after sitting there with my thoughts and my feelings for over 2 weeks and doing practically nothing, I decided to pick up my stills camera, go for a walk, and shoot some photos.
We'll ride our bikes right next to you. There's really...
As a filmmaker, I usually like approaching my projects with a fully fleshed out plan. I need a detailed shot list. I need to have conversations with how exactly we're going to approach the project. And while this is a nice way to approach my film work, I'm finding this is actually just hindering me from going out and creating things just for the sake of it. So this week I gave myself an exercise to do. Go with a camera with no agenda, no plan, no destination in mind, and just shoot some photos for the sake of it.
that you love to.
I'm not looking to take the best photos or even have a specific project in mind, but the goal was just to get out of my own head and do something creative, and I think a lot of us can use doing that.
Seed to grow the tree. Let's jump the rope and hope the thing.
Think of it like this. You're not going to take your best photo one day by leaving your camera at home. You're going to take your best photo by going out and taking photos. This is one of the best exercises you could do offset. It's really a low lift exercise that will just keep you creatively inspired. You might even come across a film location that you can shoot in one day, and you're not creating with a client breathing down your neck. You're just going out there, shooting, having fun, and something that I really needed to do for myself over the last couple weeks. I listened to a podcast with Benny Safdie, and this is exactly the exercise he does as well. He roams around the city he's in with his 35mm stills camera and just shoots photos with no real agenda in mind. And I think if the filmmaker at the top of his game is doing that as well, there's definitely something to this exercise. It's been a nice way to unplug as well, which I've really been trying to do over this last week. Go to your favorite part of the city, put in some headphones, listen to some music or a podcast, or maybe do a full-on dopamine detox if you want. Maybe even grab some lunch and just hang out, shoot some photos. It is super fun. I highly recommend it. You may even take some photos that you're proud of in the end, and that's always a good feeling when you're not expecting it. But yeah, I realized I didn't even talk much about the camera. This is the Fuji X-E4. I call it the poor man's Leica. I put some tape over the Fuji logos. That way people think it's a Leica and I'm shooting on film. I've owned this camera for about 4 years now, and it's sat in the same spot in my house pretty much every single day for the past 2 years or so. And while I'm not really inspired to go out and shoot with it, I find when I do bring it along with me, even if it's just for a daily walk, 30 minutes or an hour or so, if I have it around my neck or I'm holding it in my hand, that's when I'm actually looking for photos to take and snapping a few pictures. It's so easy to tell yourself once you have XYZ tool, you'll end up shooting more with it. That's what I told myself when I first bought this camera 4 years ago, that I'm gonna be taking it everywhere with me and shooting photos every single day. And I've even fallen into that trap again with this camera because I have a 16mm on it, and I told myself once I have a tighter lens for it, then I'll go out and shoot some street photography and stuff like that. But then I just remind myself that the gear will only keep you inspired for so long until you actually have to be the one to inspire yourself. I don't use any of the film emulations in camera I used to, but now I edit all my photos in DaVinci Resolve, and I use the Cineprint film emulation, which I'm not going to talk about too much in this video, but I'll link a video above here that I spoke about using that film emulation. Yeah, this video is really just to help me get out of my creative slump, and I feel like I wanted to talk about my stills camera that I haven't really spoken about before. But go outside, touch some grass, soak up the sun before the winter hits, and maybe bring your camera as well. More videos to come in the near future. Thank you so much if you made it this far, and I'll see you in the next.